Amazon FBA sourcing tips. That's what this video is going to be about. So if you're interested in selling on Amazon, or if you're already selling on Amazon, one thing you're going to know is that the inventory, your products, is the lifeblood of the business. It's one of the most important things that you're going to be involved in doing in this business. So stay tuned. We're going to get into the video right now. Okay, guys, so this video is about Amazon FBA sourcing tips. So when we say FBA, for those who may not be familiar with the term or the acronym, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. And what that means is you send your inventory into Amazon's warehouse and you let them do the picking, the packing, the shipping, the customer service, the returns, everything. So you can focus on what you need to be doing, and that is getting the inventory into the warehouses. And when you can just focus on that, you really have leveraged the power of Amazon. So I got a few notes I want to go over to make sure I don't miss any points. And the first thing I want to say is Amazon is a great way to generate income. Yes, it's not too late. We are now in the first day of June. The year is 2020, and it is still going. In fact, experts say we're only in the beginning. We are only in the beginning stages of this. So don't listen to anybody who might tell you, oh, it's too late. Oh, that train has already left the station. It's just not true. So you should be excited. You should be very optimistic if you're thinking about actually getting started and, using this as a way to generate income. So let's get right into the sourcing tips. Number one, people often ask what to sell. Sell anything that you can to make money. Eventually, you will get into you'll find your own niche, your own area. But in the beginning, you just want to sell whatever you can. Now, remember, we're talking about Amazon arbitrage. That's where you go out to retail stores or you go online and you find products that you can turn around and sell on Amazon. That is what I do with a little bit of wholesale. But if you're a beginner, it's one of the great ways to get started. Before you go investing a lot of time, effort, energy, and money, you want to see, is this really for you? Are you really for it? And this is a way to do it that's very inexpensive. It's a pretty low barrier to entry, so you can get in and sort of see if you got what it takes, because it can be done. But remember, you're it. So get into anything that you can sell. Now, of course, if you have a passion for something, if you have an interest, that's going to be even better if you can get into that category, whichever one it may happen to fall as far as Amazon is concerned. Because you got to remember, if you're not established, you're going to have to establish yourself. That's going to take time. You will not just jump on Amazon's platform and do whatever you want and sell whatever you want, not until you've proven yourself. But there are areas that you can maneuver in order to get the opportunity to prove yourself. So you should be excited about that. Now, next question is, where should you be sourcing? I would suggest you start with the big box stores, especially when you're doing online arbitrage. Okay, because the big box stores, they are really set up. They know how to ship. They have that whole logistics system together, and it runs like a machine. Returns are fairly easy if you need to, and they have a lot of stuff that available. I do a lot of sourcing at Walmart. I do a lot of sourcing at Target and some of the other big box stores, even Dollar General. So don't discount those guys. There are products. There is money out there everywhere. So especially for online arbitrage, I recommend big box stores. Now also look into your local discount stores. If you watch any of my videos, I like a store called Ollie's. I like a store called Big Lots. Maybe you don't have those near you, but you're going to have something. that's very unique to your area. And that's going to be super important because you have to have a degree of separation. You need that store that no one else has. You need that store that some people may have, but each store has a different inventory repertoire, if you will. So you're going to be able to find those products that no one else has or very few people have. It's not as difficult as it may seem, guys. Please do be encouraged. You will be surprised with all of these people that sell on Amazon. You might walk in thinking, well, there's going to be no way that I could find that unique product that only I can sell. Guys, trust me, you will find that product. You will find those few products that only you have or only you are interested in, and you can be making a killing. I do it all the time, and I'm going to show you here in a minute. But another thing, consider books, both for the resale value as well as the trade-in value. In other words, you can be outsourcing books without the real intention of selling the books on Amazon. You might just want to send the books in because Amazon says, hey, if you send this book in, here's the trade-in value. We'll give you that right off the bat. And so in that respect, you're not trying to sell to an individual and hope that the product can sell at a particular price. Amazon's telling you right now, if you send this book in, this is what we will give you in trade-in value right away. And as soon as that goes in, you get the money. And the only catch to that, unless it's changed, the only catch to that is that you get that in the form of a gift card. But gift cards are great. So don't forget about books. Plus, it's easier to get into. So if you need to be established, you find out, hey, everywhere I turn, everywhere I look, it just seems like I'm gated or I'm not allowed in a category. I'm gated or I'm not allowed to sell a particular brand. Books is a great way to get your foot in the door. And it's like anything, guys. Once you get your foot in the door, then you have an opportunity. Then it's up to you to show that you're serious, to show that you're trustworthy. You're not putting out counterfeit products. You can respond. You can actually be serious. And then over time, you will be ungated in certain categories, in certain brands, and it will just continue from there. Another tip is constant persistence. Now, this deals more with once you have the ability to source, once you've learned that skill, and that's all it is, guys, is a skill. Once you've learned the skill of buying, you pretty much got that down. But, you know, to sell on Amazon, the process is simple. What's difficult is to persist. That is where so many people fall by the wayside. It's the barrier to entry is pretty low. So you have people all the time getting in, all the time getting started, all the time coming hot out of the gate, you know, but then things start going wrong or things don't go exactly as planned. And then they don't persist. And I'm going to show you a little bit later, some of the types of numbers that I do, but I like to take it a little further because you don't want to just know what kind of numbers I'm doing as far as sales. You want to know how much I get to keep. That way you have a realistic expectation of what you can possibly achieve yourself. Remember, when I say constant persistence, those are two words that I kind of put together, and let me explain to you what I mean by that. Yes, you need to be consistent. You have to always be doing this. But remember, guys, you can be consistent and you can be consistently wrong. You don't want that either. Okay. Being consistent, but constantly doing the wrong thing, that's not good. But it is the persistence. Follow me. It is the persistence. If you continue to persist at some point, and we don't know when it's going to be for you, if you happen to be doing something wrong, at some point, if you persist, you're going to say, okay, I am consistent. I'm constantly doing this and I'm not getting the results that I want. Something needs to change if I want a change in results. And this brings me to the next point. So important, guys. Please listen up. You need to find mentors that are doing this, that are better than you, so that you can follow them. If you're big into motivation, if you're big into personal development, you like your Tony Robbins, you like all of that type of stuff, that's great. But those guys aren't going to tell you how to sell on Amazon. So you have to find someone who's better than you, that's in your craft. If you're going to sell on Amazon, that is your craft. Find someone that's doing what you want to do. I don't care if it's retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, a combination of both. It could be wholesale, it could be private label. That may be your thing. Find someone that you can follow that's better than you, and they need to be showing you what they're doing the way I'm going to show you here in a moment. And that's a reason that you would want to subscribe to this channel. You're not subscribing just to be subscribing. You really want to subscribe to this channel if you want either one of two things: either because you want to take action, you want to get started, and you want someone that's a little more successful than you, and you can develop their thinking, their mindset, their way of approaching the business of Amazon. Or if you really don't want to take action, but you're just a person that likes to constantly learn, you want to know what opportunities are out there. Remember, on this channel, we do not discredit anyone that's willing to give their time to watch these videos. We respect those that want to take action. We respect those that maybe aren't ready right now. Maybe it's not your time. Maybe it never will be, but you chose to be here. So we're here to give you value. And even if all you get out of this is an awareness of what's available, that in and of itself is liberating. So that is the reason that I encourage you to subscribe to the channel, so that you can continue to learn. And remember, when you do subscribe, just in case you didn't know, most of you probably do, but it's free. And then you get something out of it. Now, let me say a little something else about that, because it's been said, and you've probably heard it yourself, that people don't value what they don't pay for. Well, I disagree with that. I think that you are probably a person that actually does value what you get for free. I mean, think about it. We're in the information age. Everything you need, you can find right here on your phone. And I would venture to say that I'm talking to you personally, you would still value that, whether you just want the information or whether you want to actually take action. So we respect that. And also, very, very important, if you're going to take action, replenishing is very important. In other words, when you're out there and you're doing retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, which is mostly what I do, that is constantly finding products that are discounted, products that are on sale. You're couponing, you're using gift cards, whatever it may be, to lower your cost so that you make more profit. And it seems like a never-ending treadmill that you're on, because you're constantly looking for the deals. The deals are out there, but once those products are gone, they're gone. But in the process of doing this, you're going to find products that you can continually buy and sell over and over again. We call that replenishables, or replenishing that inventory. And as you begin to amass more and more of those replenishables, that's what you can count on. That's going to be the bedrock of your business. And then you can actually get those home runs. But your base hits, your bunts, your singles, your doubles, that's your replenishables. The ones that you knock out of the park, those are great. But just like in baseball, those are further and fewer between. So, and one more thing, and we're going to get into that in just a moment, find ways to automate and make sourcing easy. So you may hear people talk about lists. Those were popular. Of course, they're still available. So all that means is you subscribe and you usually pay some sort of fee, and you are furnished a list of products That way you don't have to spend so much time sourcing. You'll still want to do some of your own sourcing, because number one, you want some products that 25 other people may not be sourcing, because generally a list is going to be about 25 people. And also you want to continue to learn the skill of sourcing, because once you learn that, you can actually teach others. You can put others to work for you. You just have ways to actually do it yourself. Generally speaking, what I have seen is you join a list for a time, and then at some point you decide you don't want to be on the list for whatever reason. You still want to have the skills so that you can get the products for yourself. Now let's take a minute and we're going to go inside of my Seller Central account so that you can get a clearer picture of the kind of numbers that I do. So give me a moment. I'm going to show my screen. And so as you can see here, I'm going to hit refresh. Looks like we've got, now today is May the 31st. It's technically, I'm on the East Coast, so it's technically June the 1st, but Amazon is on Seattle time, and we've sold 25 products for the day. And you can see what we've done for the last 30 days. And this is about where we hang, somewhere around 20,000 a month. But check this out, guys. I use a software called InventoryLab, and that helps you with the business and accounting part of your business, which is so important. And when you look at that, for the month of May, we brought in roughly 20,000. But of that 20,000, we only got to keep, after expenses, somewhere around 4,000. So you're only looking at keeping about 20%. And I share that with you because you need to have a clear picture of what you can realistically expect. This is business, guys. And before you go any further, if you're not familiar with this and you're still just considering, before you go any further, you need to understand this is a business, and this is the way numbers work in business. If this isn't right for you, if you don't like the differential there, if you don't like the difference between those two, then perhaps you need to spend a little bit more time getting out of the mindset of an employee and develop the mindset of a business person, because this is how it works. This is probably how it works at the company you're working for that's providing you a paycheck, and they're able to do that with somewhere around 20% margins, maybe even less, when you factor in all of their expenses. Okay, they have insurance, they have liability, they have all sorts of costs, plus the cost of employing you, and yet they can give you a paycheck that you tend to count on, almost take for granted. So start thinking like a business person if you need to. So, and remember, I should have mentioned that software is another way to automate the process of sourcing products, because if not, what you're going to be doing, of course, when you go out retail arbitrage, you'll be scanning for products, and you can use your phone. There are apps. Amazon will provide you with an app, but you want to think about using software that can do a lot of the sourcing for you. And let me show you what I mean by that. We're going to look at a software that I use, and it's called Tactical Arbitrage. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into it. If you click up in the upper corner there, you can go to a whole mini series that teaches you how to use the software, but it's very important because you have to leverage the power of other tools that can help you, especially if you're like me, a person that works for a living as well as doing Amazon. So what you're looking at is inside of the software. I decided to do a search on the Keurig site. Now, we'll show you a little bit of the different websites that you can actually have the software searching for you. But in this case, I searched Keurig, and this is the search manager, so I can look at all of the sites. Here I did a search on Walmart, and all I would do is click the View Data tab, and then I would see different products based on the criteria that I set. Now, this search didn't render much, but what it did show me was a coffee, and here you can look just real quick without getting too deep into it. You can see I can do about a 52% return on investment, and that may get me somewhere around $3.76. And that doesn't sound like much, guys, but when you're thinking like a business, you're thinking about in total how much you're putting out and what you're getting back in profit. So if you imagine if you were getting 52% return on investment, this may sound like a little, but what if you were putting out, say, $1,000 in a month, and you ended up getting that 1,000 back plus 500? So that's just an example, because if it was 100%, then you would actually be doubling your money. But this software has all of these tools, and again, like I said, if you want to learn how to use this, we have a whole series right here on the channel. You don't have to leave, go anywhere. There's nothing to sign up for. Just follow that link and you can learn more about that. And all of the information that you need is right there. I'm not even going to go any further into that. I was gonna, but just to keep this video shorter, just to because of your time and mine, I just wanted to give you an idea of what you could do with that, and also recommend some other videos that will help you to get on your way as far as being able to sell on Amazon, or just learning more about it. So I'll see you in the next video.